Hi, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Coach Talk. I am your host, Coach E, and you have entered in the premier destination for business and finance advice. Look, I want to give a huge shout out to Mike King from On the Mic with Mike. He is my mentor. He also has given me an opportunity to be a part of his team, bringing you finance and business information every week. I also want to give a shout out to Tamara Taylor over at Exit Resource Realty for being a proud sponsor of Coach Talk. And I also want to give a shout out to Chris Watson over at Movement Mortgage. You need a home loan, you're thinking about moving, need to refinance, give Chris a call and he will help you out in your financial journey of owning a house. Okay. So now that we got that out the way, I want to talk to your hearts for a moment. Every year, Coach E, as well as some of my business partners, we come together and we sponsor a family for the holidays. And this year we have the opportunity to sponsor a single mom with 4 children, and with the youngest child has autism. They're actually are being blessed to be able to move into their permanent home, and so we are wanting to provide an awesome Christmas. And so I am hoping that I can count on you, my team, and I can count on you to be a part of this opportunity to give, to be a blessing to someone else. You can actually reach out to us to find out what is on the list of needs for this particular family. Our email address is coachtalkshow@gmail.com. That's CoachTalkshow@gmail.com. Or you can make a financial donation to Elite Youth. That's ELITE Youth, YOUTH Inc. INC, on Cash App. So $ Elite Youth Inc. Any monetary donation that you make, it's a blessing and it will help our family move forward. We're so excited about this. It's nothing like giving. When you give, you know it always come back to you. That's a whole nother show that we can talk about, okay? But this week, I am wanting to talk to you. We're going to continue in our series of how to scale your business financially scale your business. In other words, I tell people scaling is just just to make it very simplistic for you. It's just a way to grow your business, to watch it go to the next stage that it needs to go in. So for the last few weeks, we've kind of talked about different ways, right? We talked about getting a loan in order to fund your business, specifically an SBA loan. We have talked about grants to grow your business from a for-profit and a nonprofit standpoint. This week, we're going to talk about bootstrapping. And all it is, bootstrapping, is what a lot of people do when they're starting a business, right? When you don't know what other resources are available, and you just got a burning desire to start a business, or maybe some people say it's my side hustle. You know, your side hustle is a business. At the end of the day, it's all a business. But bootstrapping is basically you yourself are self-funding your business. What is self-funding? You're taking your liquid assets, you're taking credit cards, you're taking your full-time job, and you're using it to dump into your business. Most people that bootstrap their business understand that you're going to have to come out the gate very lean. Business is going to be based mostly on you. In some cases, they may be able to get a person to kind of sit in the seat with them, maybe as an assistant or something. But all in all, you are the beginning and the end of the business. That is basically what is happening with bootstrapping, okay? So you're not going to have a lot of employees. Now, bootstrapping does get your business started, but if you aren't careful, it can paralyze your business. It can paralyze your business. If you're not careful with bootstrapping, it can paralyze your business. I know you're like, Coach E, what do you mean that it can paralyze my business? If I got a vision and I'm starting this thing out and I'm just going to take what I got because my credit score ain't is not good. I don't really have any money. Some of you have created companies because you don't have another job to go. So you came up with this massive idea and you're saying, I'm going for it. And you become an unpaid, you hear that? Unpaid employee of your company because you're bootstrapping. Now, I want you to understand that I am not by any means against bootstrapping. As a matter of fact, I bootstrapped all of my businesses. When I got started, every last one of my businesses was bootstrapped. Okay. Matter of fact, I got so good at bootstrapping, I would tell people, hey, I can teach you how to start your business with little to no money. And I meant it. I got people started. Okay. But here's the thing about bootstrapping. If you're not careful, it will paralyze your business. Well, Coach E, you keep saying it's going to paralyze my business. Can you explain? So here's the thing about bootstrapping and why I say could paralyze your business. Because bootstrapping puts you pretty much in a survival mode, or what we want to say, a survival mentality. I know that's kind of deep for some of you. So we're gonna hit that in just a second. We're gonna stop for a commercial break. See you in a moment.
Hello, everyone. I am Tamara Taylor, Principal Broker of Exit Resource Realty, and I would like to cordially invite you out to our Elite Agent Expo that we will be hosting on Wednesday, December the 6th at our office location, 203 Twin Ridge Lane in North Chesterfield, Virginia, 23235. Hello, everyone. I am Tamara Taylor.
Sorry about that, everyone. We was just talking about bootstrapping and how I am not opposed to bootstrapping, right? But we have to be careful because bootstrapping can actually take us into a mindset of um, I am in survival mode, right? Survival mode meaning that I'm here, I'm existing, right? When there's no more resources for in, now you're hunting to see how am I going to stay in existence, right? And that's why statistics show that within the first 5 years, most businesses fail. It's also why statistics show a lot of them fail within the first year. Because if you're bootstrapping, that means your resources are very limited, right? So when your resources begin to die out, so does your business. And so today we want to kind of we want to start addressing bootstrapping from a different angle. So let's kind of go from here. We started talking about some of the disadvantages of bootstrapping. So we'll kind of go through them a little bit more. And then on the other side of things, we're going to talk about some advantages. Well, we're going to talk about some things that you can put in place in order to be more successful at bootstrapping. Okay. So the first thing, like I said, the business starts and ends with you. It starts and it ends with you. That means if you have to take a vacation, if you get sick, if you have an accident, that business comes to almost a halt. Here's one of the things that I'm going to be personal and share with me with bootstrapping and why I've been really pushing away from this concept of doing things. Not that it's wrong, not that it can't be done, but I have experienced some life journeys that has allowed me to see that bootstrapping is something that you want to get in and out of kind of quickly. A couple of years ago, I started taking care of my elderly grandfather. And it didn't require a whole lot of time initially, but over time, his needs required more of me. So if you know anything about being a caregiver, you know that in essence, that means I'm spending less time somewhere. So what got less of my attention was more of my business. And so over time, my business income nearly dried up. Okay. Because I didn't have as much time to invest in my business. So let's say this, let's talk about the spiritual side of coaching, because to know me understands that I don't believe anything happens by happenstance, and that there is definitely a greater being that's leading and guiding and directing our footsteps. So before we got to this place, uh, God sent many mentors my way, people, and they're still in my life, but all of them were consistent with the one thing: Erica, I need you to recruit. Erica, I need you to hire. Erica, Erica, Erica. And I heard them, but I was like, oh, I don't want to recruit, not right now. I don't see how I'm gonna make that happen. I had every excuse because I had gotten so accustomed to bootstrapping. Okay. So before I knew it, everything had dried up. And let's fast forward to this March. My grandfather had entered the hospital where he never came home. And so now I'm looking at grandpa is gone. My business is pretty much on life support at this point because I did not adhere to the advice that was being given to me by people that God had placed in my life to be an example of what to do. Okay. So now here's April, and I'm sitting and I'm like, God, what do I do? Where do I go from here? Also started repenting, confessing. I'm sorry, confessing, because there's two steps. You confess and then repent. Repent is you turning away from a thing so you don't do it again. Confessing is acknowledging what you did, right? So I'm having this, as some would say, a come to Jesus moment. And I'm like, what do I do, God? I'm so sorry. I did not hear. It would have took me less time to hire 2 to 3 people to do certain things than for me to just do what I did. So fast forwarding, I get myself up, right? Because as a leader, this is what we do. We can't stay in a woe is me place. We have to get up. Doesn't mean that you don't deal with the emotion of it, but you deal with the emotion and then you get up because there's still people that need you. So you begin to reassess. Okay, so I confessed, I'm turning away. I need to start putting people in place. Okay, I need to start funding my business beyond just my needs. So what do I have to do in order to make that happen? So we're going to get there in a moment, but I wanted to share that bit with you because sometimes we don't think that those kinds of situations are happening. Maybe your situation won't be as monumental as that was for me, but it may be something crucial, right? So remember that with bootstrapping, the business begins and ends with you. The second thing is, since you're not getting an owner's salary, and if you have an entity where the pass through comes to you, whatever the company gains or loses is reported on your credit report. So from a lending standpoint, before we even get to a lending standpoint, from a tax standpoint, every owner wants to pay as little taxes as possible. So they're going to write off as much as they can. And a lot of times, especially in the early years, those write-offs that they're legitimately taking can level them out to very little income or even at a negative, right? So now you're talking about I'm showing absolutely no money, absolutely no money. I can't do anything on a personal basis. I can't do a thing because I have no proof of income. I can't go buy a car if my car blows up. I can't go get a loan. I can't do anything, right? I can do absolutely nothing. So, although it sounds great to be able to write off everything, but when you're not in a position where you can be an employee, a paid employee of your business, okay, that creates another dynamic, okay? The next thing is when you're bootstrapping, you're going to, my entrepreneurs out there, small business owners, I know y'all can relate to this. You're going to do more work. You are going to do more work when you are bootstrapping. Well, Coach E, what are you talking about? You're going to wear more hats. Why? Because remember, you're starting out lean. So that means you're going to be the bookkeeper. You're going to be accounts receivable, accounts payable. You're going to be marketing. You're going to be human resources. You're going to be payroll if there's any payroll, or like I said, most people don't have employees. So if you're paying anybody, it might be your virtual assistant or something. You're going to be responsible for training and development. You're going to be responsible for all of these things, right? So these are the many hats, and there's even more hats that I didn't even mention. Because you're going to have to do more. So here's the thing that I say to people: what are you willing to sacrifice? Because when you bootstrap, you're going to sacrifice something. You're not going to just sacrifice your money. You're going to sacrifice something. So what are you willing to sacrifice? Well, if you don't know what you're going to sacrifice, let me help you. You're going to sacrifice your time. That's what you're going to sacrifice, is your time. And if you're married or in a relationship, your significant other may not be happy with the time you got to sacrifice in order to build that business when you're bootstrapped. That's why a lot of times I deal with people that are bootstrapping that end up with relationship problems. Why? Because the other person, their significant other, feels like they're being forgotten about. It's not intentional. But if you are building a business, you can't stop the meetings that you got to have. You can't stop the sales that you have because your significant other called and they're lonely. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. You're going to miss a lot of dinners. A lot of dinners are going to be missed. So you got to realize that if you choose to bootstrap, one of the disadvantages is you're gonna have to sacrifice time, and you have to be well with that. The next thing about bootstrapping that can be considered a disadvantage is that your business is going to grow slower, which means that resources and labor is not going to be as bountiful. If I come into building a business and I already have funding from a lender, or I have an investor that's dumping money into my business, I'm going to grow a little bit faster because there'll be more people in the game working with me. So when you're by yourself, remember you only get 24 hours in a day, and you got to get some type of sleep. And none of us are going to get more time. So you're going to have to figure out how to make that time work. And you can't do but so much. It's just economics and the law of nature. So you got to be willing to say, where one business may take 2 to 3 years because they got all of this funding to grow, it may take your business the full 5 or 6 years to get to where that company got to, because they didn't come in the gate bootstrapping, right? They came in the gate fully funded and able to get staffing and acquiring the right kind of marketing tools and stuff. They didn't have to come in lean. They came in smart, but not lean. So we're going to stop for another commercial break, and we'll be right back. And I'm Taylor Taylor, principal broker with Exit Resource Realty.
Our passion is to help people build wealth through home ownership. So whether you're a renter looking to become a homeowner, an investor increasing your portfolio, or anything in between, Tamara and I have teamed up to help you succeed. At Movement, we offer competitive rates, down payment assistance programs for first-time home buyers, and a wide variety of loan products to help current homeowners utilize the equity in their home.
At Exit Resource Realty, we offer a no obligation consultation to help you determine your real estate needs. We discuss location, school district, pricing, grants, and so much more.
When you're ready to get started, please call or text Chris Watson at 804-267-0542.
Or call or text Tamara at 804-519-7678. All right. Thank you for joining Coach Talks. And I'm your host, Coach E. And we're talking about bootstrapping your business to scale. So now we already talked about all of the disadvantages. Now, can Coach E give you some advice? Now, this is the advice that everybody tunes in to get. How can I bootstrap my business and still be able to scale? Okay, that's a great question. The first thing that I'm going to say to you is develop a comprehensive and strategic plan for starting and growing your business. So you got to think initially before you come out the gate, how am I going to grow this business? So start thinking now. Okay, definitely start thinking now. If you can't have employees, right? Because you're bootstrapping, things are limited. Some of you are even taking the revenue that you make from selling stuff, whether it's a service or a product, and you're dumping that back into the business, and that's how you're funding it. So here's the thing you could do is build strategic partnerships that specializes in areas of needs or weaknesses and develop a bartering system. You're not by yourself, people. You're not the only one out here trying to bootstrap. You're not. There are other people that are sitting in the same position as you. And so if you can link up with like-minded people and you can create a bartering system between between you guys, you all can be better productive and you can get to a growth sprout a little faster. Okay. The next thing is make your business automated as soon as possible. There is so many systems out here that can do your bookkeeping for you, that can do your marketing, like your Facebook postings or your emails. There are a lot of systems out here. You want to find the systems that are going to work good for your business and put them in play day one. If you're saying, hey, I've already started bootstrapping, I'm out here, get your systems in place now. Automation is key. It is key. That automation works as that other body that you aren't. Okay. All right. The next thing is if you can hire a virtual assistant, hire a part-time virtual assistant to assist with the administrative work. Why is that important? Because most people end up devoting more time to administration when they get frustrated and less to income producing activity. You do not need any excuse that's going to keep you from production. So when you have a virtual assistant, they can take on some of that weight and make sure the backdrop of your business is moving forward. Okay. So we're moving right along. Next one, research your marketing tools early. See what works. Now, Coach E, I got to take my glasses off of this. Look, there are a lot of people that come up with a lot of new quote unquote strategies that work. Do not get caught in the hype. Do not get caught in the hype. There's always going to be something new coming. Okay. But not everything new is going to work for you. And nothing is going to get you to success fast that's sustainable. There's no cutting corners. There's no approaching success without the failures in between. Success is going to come with failures, okay? And you have to be willing to accept that. Not only that, you cannot cut corners getting to where you got to get because you're going to repeat it if you did. The next thing is invest in personal development. Get you some leadership classes, some management classes, some accounting classes. Start getting stuff. You don't have to go back to school. Maybe going to school isn't working for you. There are all kinds of resources to help you build personally. Because if you're personally not scaling, there's no way that your business can scale. The next thing is position yourself early to be lendable. Do that early. It's important. Position yourself early to be lendable. That means make sure you're getting your bookkeeping together. Make sure you're keeping your revenue tight. You want to make sure that you are keeping yourself lendable early. And finally, make sure you have all of your insurances in place. The thing is about bootstrapping is you're going to experience more stress than someone that's not fully funded. And stress can cause health issues. Okay. So you want to make sure you have your health care in place, even if you're working a full-time job. Some things you need to start putting in place now that is outside of your job. Okay. So that wouldn't be health, but that would be your disability insurance. That would be your life insurance. You want to start putting those things in place now. Okay. So that's my skill on bootstrapping. Here's the special thing. If you want to have a 30-minute free consultation with me, Coach E, okay, you can email us at coachtalksshow at COACHTALKSSHOW or you can give us a call at 410-845-1384. You can also text that number. Reach out to us. Let us get you scheduled, and we will talk about your business and how to scale it properly. This is Coach E, and thank you for joining this week's episode of Coach Talk, where we discuss bootstrapping your business to scale. I love you all, and be blessed.